The time has finally come to do a test setup for my market this month. I think I have enough stock, but I'm not sure I have the right stock. And I think the only way I'm going to find out is by putting a table together, seeing where there's gaps, seeing how it all looks together. So we're going to do that in today's video. Also, if you haven't been here before, hello, I am Mel. I'm a crocheter in Sydney, and welcome on this little crochet journey. Let's just dive right into it, I guess. So, part of my problem today is that, well, not really my problem. Very exciting news. My best friend is moving in with us into our granny flat, which is where I would normally do the test setups for these. So instead of doing that, I can't do it outside because it's approximately 1 million degrees today. I am going to be doing it in our guest room, which has very limited space. So I'm gonna see how that goes. I'm a little bit worried. I'm a little bit worried that I'm not gonna know how to lay things out on this table today because I do have a decent amount of different stuff to the last market I had. I have some book sleeves, I have some beanies, I've got a couple of market bags. I don't know. I think I still have enough plushies to fill up like the plushie sections, but I don't know what to expect and I'm a little bit concerned. But there's 2 weeks until the market at the time of filming this, so it's like now or never that I do this so that I still have time to like figure stuff out if it's not quite right. I've been living in like, I think a healthy state of denial where I'm like, it'll all be fine. I've done this before. It's all good. But I think it's time to find out, I guess. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this little camera up and I will probably do a bit of a time lapse of me starting to set it up so you can like see me question all of my life choices probably as I'm doing it, and then we can like chat about it, I guess. So that's the plan. We'll see what happens. Let's go. Okay, I've started putting stuff out, but no actual stock yet. I've done this taller than last time because last time I feel like when I had it in the boxes, it just didn't display stuff very well. Things were getting hidden. So I'm going to try this taller setup, and I've just ordered some hooks to go on it. So hopefully those will work. And this is the chaos that is currently our guest room. This is mostly my stock in these like 3 boxes. Bango's just snuck in, so I'm gonna put you down and we're gonna set this up. Show you what it's looking like so far. There's definitely a few gaps I need to fill, and I also have way too much stock of like bigger things. So I got 2 weeks to figure that out. Let me show you and then we'll discuss, I guess. Okay, sorry the lighting isn't the best. So we have the claw machine here, And then I have the loaf cats. That price is wrong. I think that price will be for the mini ones down the front, and then the larger ones will be a different price. Up here I will put my scrunchies, and then I might have like a row or two of key rings, or I might like try and put this guy up as like a bit of a display piece. I'm not sure, but when the pegs come in we'll figure that out. Then I have the $15 section here, which there are a few gaps, and I don't think I have anything to fill this with really, so I might have a look at what I had last time and see what I can fill those gaps with. I have my chickens. I think I need to make a few more white ones. Those were the best sellers last time. I have plenty more of these, as you will know from the video in which I was making as many as I could from a skein, but I think they're really cute. I hope they sell, and I think I should make more to like replenish the stock with as they go potentially. Then we have the $18 section. My turtles are not quite sitting straight. I might rearrange where everything's sitting here. I don't know if I need a few more things in this $18 section, and to be honest, when I was putting all of this stuff out, I was kind of just trying to remember what price I had things at, so they may get rearranged. The $20 section is looking a little bit sad. I was going to make more of the blue whales because currently I only have grey and peach, which is not the best, I guess. And I have this little chicken here because he's a bit of a different style, but I'm not sure if I should just put him in with the chickens. What do you think? Let me know. And then I have my $12 basket, which I need to fill up. As you can see, it's looking a little empty. These are all my fruit blobs, which I'm very excited to see how they go. If you want to make your own, I have a tutorial for free on YouTube. And then I have a $10 basket, which I've just kind of shoved these fidget toys into. I think these need a sign as to what they are, and I might hang them up on my grid thing instead of putting it here. We'll see. And then sitting on the table, I sort of just have my extras, which are looking really smushed on this. The table that I have at the actual market is a little bigger, so I probably won't put anything extra out, but I'll have a bit more space in between them. Having one table is a little hard for the amount of stock that I have, but I'll figure it out. I need to figure out what to price my little blob cats at. I really hope a couple of them sell. Even just one would be really exciting. I'm not sure if I have too much cat stuff because I have my blob cats. I have these like itty bitty kitties. I have the mini loaf cats, and I have the large loaf cats. So I'm not sure. I hope people like cats, I guess. Okay, so after all that, I have made a little list of things that I need to do between now and the market. So I need to make more $12 items, and I think for those, I think what I had last time from watching back my like market video, a lot of the things that I had in that $12 basket were like free patterns that I had tested in my like weekend of free pattern testing video. So I might go and revisit some of those patterns and make some more of them so that I can kind of fill up that $12 basket, because those things sold well last market. I need to make a couple more white chickens because those definitely were the best sellers at the last market, but I didn't have the tweed ones, so I'm not sure how they'll go, but I want to have some more white ones just in case. So I sold 4 last market, and that was all the ones I had, but they were a bigger size, so I'm thinking I maybe want to have at least 4 this time in the white, which will mean making 2 more. So I'm going to try and do that. I needed to order pegs for that grid, and I have done that, so that's ticked off the list already. I'm thinking I might make one bigger whale in blue just to see how it goes, if it sells, I don't know. And then I want to put pink cheeks on my pickles, so I'm going to do that before I pack them all away because otherwise I will forget and they will get buried, and that will be a pain. I need to make more little flockers because I didn't remember them being such good sellers, but I just rewatched the like market video that I made at the end of my last market, and they were one of my best selling items, so I need to make a few more of those. I need to remember to change the loaf cat pricing because I had it wrong last market, so I need to fix that up. I also think I need to do another stock take. I know I've already done one. I did one of like all the stuff that I had left over from the last market it was a few videos ago now, so it's okay if you've forgotten. I had forgotten, but I don't think I've been very good at adding on the things that I've made. I have been tracking everything I'm making this year, so in theory it should be easy to just add those to like the stock take spreadsheet that I have, but I am a little bit like of an anxious person, so I'm gonna just double count everything again anyway, just in case. And I also sold, I think 3 or 4 red capped mushy boys last market, and I know that in my last video it's like coming back to me. In my last market video I was like not sure if I was going to make more red capped ones or not, because I wanted to see if not having them meant that the blue ones sold a little better, but part of me thinks it's a bit silly not to make the things that sold. So I'm putting them at the bottom of my to make list because I do already have mushrooms, so if I don't get to it, that's okay. But if I can make a couple of red capped ones, then I will do that. So that is everything on my little to-do list for this market currently. The room is now a mess that all that stuff is in. I think actually one more thing that I should do is, while I'm stock taking, actually pay attention to how much I have like listed as the price for all those things, and make sure when I'm putting them away. I thought I was being really smart when I put them away last time and I put them in separate bags for separate price points, but I didn't write down what each price point was, so I had sort of forgotten. So I'm gonna just like do that again, but put a little note into each bag of the price point, because the less thinking I have to do on the morning of the market, the better. I also am going to need to make sure that everything in my square is like the right price if I've changed prices since the last market. All of that stuff though, I think I will do a little bit closer to the time. It's only 2 weeks, like I don't have that long. Ugh. It'll all be fine. It'll be fine. It's gonna be fine. I don't have much on for the rest of the day. We'll probably just like go to the shops, and Kieran is running a half marathon tomorrow, so I will have some time to make things. And now that I have this list, I feel like maybe I should stop making the stuff I have been making, which has just been like these book sleeves and things like that, and actually make some of the amigurumis that I need to make for my market. I didn't have any space to put the book sleeves out on the table. I don't know what to do about that. I really want to put them out because I think they maybe would like sell decently. One thing I could do is like remove the $10, like the $10 box kind of thing that I have, or potentially even the $12 one, and I don't know. I need to figure it out. I have another clear box, so if you go back to the market table, the $10 items were in a little clear box that were like half the size of the $12 box. Potentially what I could do is put 2 of those clear ones out, have one that's $12, one that's $10, and then all of the fruit keyrings that I have, I'll be able to hopefully hang up on the grid because the pegs will come in. If the pegs don't fit that grid, I'm gonna have to rethink everything. So let us hope that that is not the case. Anyway, I am going to get to making some of this stuff, I think, and I might start with the chickens. Let's go. Finished. And look who I found hiding in this mess of a room. So this is kind of what I meant by combining the $10 and $12 ones, except I just have 2 of these plastic things, so I wouldn't actually combine them, just have 2 of these small ones. And that leaves a little more space on the table to be able to put out some of these book sleeves. So I don't know, it's gotten very dark in here, sorry. I'm just working on the second chicken that I was going to make for my stock, and I thought I would just chat about some of the stuff I've been making. At the moment, I am in the middle of making a granny stripe vest from Realm Designs, which is sitting here under my pattern. These are the colours that I'm going with so far. I think it looks super cute. This is upside down actually, the pink is going to be on the bottom. But I'm very excited for making that. But I just kind of figured that my market is getting close and so I should start doing market stuff. I need to figure out what I'm going to take for Kieran's half marathon tomorrow to make while he'll be running. So I'm not sure. I was going to take just like something easy, I guess, like just one project that I could work on, but now I'm thinking maybe I should be taking stuff to make for my market. I'm a bit sad, I think, that like I don't think the book sleeves and market bags are really going to fit on the table, but I also think they were probably the least likely things to sell anyway. And I'll still take them in case there ends up like being space somehow, or like as the day goes on maybe they'll end up being space, I don't know. I also feel like I've just been so distracted by so many other things, and I also really want to get my blob bunny pattern done so that I can get it tested and released in time for Easter, and that is looking less and less likely. I did start on it. I've like made the tail and made the arms, and I just kind of got stuck on trying to decide what type of ears I wanted to do. I don't know if I should just offer like 2 different kinds of ears and have like floppy ones and also ones that like stand a little better upright. I'm not sure. So I've been very indecisive with my crochet lately, and the last week of work has been really busy, so I haven't been doing as much of it. So we'll get there though. But yeah, that is, I guess, my little catch-up interlude. That's all I can think of for now that I've been like making or not making, I guess. I'm really excited to have started making some clothes, because that was on my list for this year and I hadn't started any yet, and I'm glad that last month we got some tapestries done. So I am ticking some things off, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like a little bit everywhere at the moment with my crochet, which happens. I haven't really been feeling the pull so much for doing amigurumi, although that said, I did just test a really cute bilby pattern, Ninu the Bilby, for Crochet by Rhi, my friend Rhiannon. It's a super cute pattern. It's not with me at the moment because it's out with my box of stuff, but it's really, really cute. You should definitely look out for that and go and follow her if you don't already. I haven't done many pattern tests this year, just that and the like bun peas that I would have spoken about in my last monthly roundup video. I don't know, it's been a strange little start to the year, but I do want to get back into like doing a bit more pattern designing. I think doing the little fruit blobs, that was really fun. It was nice to just like design something a little bit simple and a little bit silly, and people seem to enjoy it and like them. So those little fruits were just, I had the idea for them. I thought they would make good keychains for my market, and so I made some for myself, and then I was like, well, I could do a tutorial for this and put out a little PDF pattern, and like, if it sells, great, but if it doesn't, I'm still making them for me, so it's fine. So that's been fun. Yeah, that's about all the crochet that I have been doing. I've been working on a blanket. It's pretty, I just dropped all the yarn, but it's pretty big. It's getting pretty big. I don't remember if I showed this in my last video or not, but I would say it's bigger than my star blanket. This is a quarter of it, so it's like sizable. I think what I'm going to do with this one is when I finish it, or whatever I call finished on it, I'm going to give it to my grandpa. I do think I've spoken about this before at some point, but I don't remember how long ago. That is my other little, that's kind of like my mindless little project. I think I will hope to finish that after the market, maybe. It was really just to kind of get rid of some yarn, to be honest, so it's doing its job in that regard. Anyway, I am going to keep on working on this little, I was about to call it a mushroom, on this chicken. and have a ruminate on what I might make at the half marathon tomorrow, and I guess I'll chat to you later. I'm trying really hard not to get distracted from market stuff tonight. There's so much that I want to do. I have like yarn next to me I want to make a cat bed out of for Bango and Patty, because they have one and they like use it relatively often, which is surprising because cats like rarely use anything that you make or buy them, but they use this one, so I wanted to make a second one of those. But I also keep seeing this pattern on like TikTok of it's an insert for a tote bag. So it's basically like a little pouch, and then it has, I don't know, like loops that you wrap around the handles of a tote bag, and then with buttons like close it up so that you have another pocket inside your tote bags. And I use tote bags all the time, and I think it would be so helpful. And I want to make some, and I also thought that could be an interesting thing to have for the market. But then how do you tell people that's what they are? You know what I mean? So I'm trying not to get distracted by all of these other things that I want to do. And I also want to make like more book sleeves. I have some of my Kestrel's Kaleidoscope yarn sitting next to me that I think like doubled with either just like a white acrylic yarn if I have some of that in my stash, or like Bango's blend. I know that would make really cute book sleeves as well. There's just so many things I want to do, but I'm not going to get distracted. Here are the pickles, and I'm going to sew on some pink cheeks to the pickles, and then that will also be ticked off my list. I've done 2 white chickens. If that's ticked off the list, I will tick this thing off the list, and then we'll see where we're at. So I'm gonna get going on this. Okay, so this is them after. I think I like this pink a bit better. It's a bit of a thicker one. This one was just like a, I don't know, weird kind of, this is an offcut of it, a weird light pink velvet that I had in my stash, whereas this side is like this parfait chunky, I think. And I don't really use this anymore, so I can use up some doing the cheeks on all of my other pickles. I think I'm gonna pull this out and do them all in the brighter pink. What do you think? Am I making the right call? Okay, all 6, I know I'm holding 4, but all 6 of them are done now. I just think they have a little bit more personality with these little blush cheeks. What do you reckon? I tried putting a face on one of them and it just didn't look quite right. So I'm not going faces, but I am going blush, and hopefully this encourages more people to buy them because they're so cute. And they just, I don't know, I need to keep one at my work desk as a little stress ball, I think. It's getting to that point. Anyway, what else was on my list to do? I have a terrible memory, honestly. Okay, I still need to make a blue whale, so, oh, and some little flockers. Maybe I'll make my blue whale first, because then I can tick it off the list, because little flockers, I don't actually really have a number I need to make. Potentially I could make some of those tomorrow while Kieran is running. I reckon I could make quite a few while he was doing that, but I would need to take a lot of colors, which is the like downside. That's why it's so hard trying to figure out what to take. It's almost like a travel project, you know what I mean? You need something that you don't need too many things, like you don't need to be swapping colors all the time. I don't know, I obviously don't want to miss when he runs past either. I can't be too locked in. So anyway, that's a maybe, but I think I'll try and get the blue whale done tonight. It's 8:45, so I reckon I can get the blue whale done and then call it a night. So that's going to be the plan. Actually, you know what? I want to put my market setup away. So I'm going to do my stock take. While I do that, make sure that my prices are right on my stock take spreadsheet so that then I can like compare it with the like square site later. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a stock take and pack down. And then if I'm feeling up for it, maybe I'll make the whale, but I'm making no promises, and this might be the final update for tonight, and maybe I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. We are at the half marathon. Kieran's just gone to the start line, and I will walk down there in like 10 minutes when the race is actually close to starting. I have brought all my crochet stuff with me, so hopefully I will get all most, if not all, of the rest of the stuff I need for my market done today in the 2-ish hours he will be running. He's aiming for 2 hours, so we'll see. So I will give you updates as we go, maybe, depending on how many people are around me, because I don't like filming when there's people around me, but I will film myself crocheting, so you'll still see what I'm getting up to. Alright, see you soon. Alright, we are finished. I've just dropped Kieran back home. No PB today because the weather is just so gross. It's so hot and I can't believe he even ran in it, honestly. But anyway, I ended up getting really into my audiobook, so I didn't actually make as much as I hoped / thought that I might. So I will do some more crochet today, but first I have just stopped to grab us some breakfast and I will take that home for us so that once he's showered and happy, he can have something to eat. And then I guess I'll do more crochet and wait for my bestie to move in with us today, which I'm so excited about. So I will see you soon. Okay, it is Monday morning. We are done with our weekend of market prep, market planning. I didn't do too much more yesterday because my friend moved in, so we were just like catching up and hanging out, which was really nice. And we were all a little bit tired after a big day, her from moving and Kieran and I from our morning out at the run in the like 30+ degree heat. So it was all a bit much. I made these 2 little chubby mushrooms and I made a whale. So that is all the extra stuff I ended up making. I do still need to make some of the little flockers, and what else was on my list? I'm not sure where I put my notepad that had what I needed to make on it. I'm not sure where that notepad is, but I will find it. I'm pretty sure all that I have to do now is to make some more little flockers. I was thinking of making some brown chickens for those. I didn't have them last time. Maybe they would be cute. I didn't separate them by like bird type at my last market, so I'm not actually sure which ones were selling more than others, but I'll have a look at what I still have left. I think I need to make probably a few cockatoos, and I will also make, I think, a couple of little brown chickens and whatever else takes my fancy in the next couple of weeks. I do still have some time. I did a little bit after I set up my market, when I was packing it down and like taking the stock take, which I did on Saturday night, I guess. I did kind of move around some pricing a little bit just because there's things I've had for a really long time and I'm just ready to let them go. So I don't want to like super underprice them, but I am going to move them, I think, into like lower price tiers just to try and move them so that I don't have heaps of stock forever. I also feel like I should like take photos and put them up on my Etsy, but I don't know, finished products don't really tend to sell on my Etsy that much. Like they do a little bit, but not really, you know? So I always feel like it's not worth the effort of putting them up there, but I think it's probably time to put them up there, or to at least like have photos to get them ready to put up so that after the market I can just do a big drop on my Etsy of stuff that hasn't sold, and hopefully I can find it new homes, because I am running out of space in my house and I would like to keep making things. So we'll see if that works. Anyway, I'm not sure where I'm going to insert this clip, but I feel like I should tell you some details of the market. I am going to be at the Colourful Minds market on the 29th of March. It is at Castle Hill RSL. Tickets are, I think, $5 for entry. I will have a link in the description so that you can grab tickets and join me there. Come and say hi. It is going to be full of kind of extra little fun activities. This market is like no other market. There are little activities. There's a stamp rally. All of the vendors are super lovely, and it supports creators with like neurodivergence and disability and mental health issues, and it's such a nice, wholesome, loving vibe. So if you're in Sydney and in the area and free on the 29th of March, come along. See you there, hopefully. Thank you so much for hanging out today and for coming on this little like market prep journey with me. I think the next market video I will have will just be of the day and how it goes, so that'll be in a few weeks' time after the market has happened, obviously. Otherwise, we'll still be here with some crochet crafty content, so if that seems like your kind of thing, feel free to hit the subscribe button and join us. Otherwise, if you like this video, give it a like for me so that I know you like this kind of content and so that I can find new people. And other than that, I think that about wraps up this video, and I will see you next week. So have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Bye!